Where does this road lead? I'm consistently asked in consultations what is going to happen in the future. People are very unsure, and for good reason. They're seeing what's happening in the news. They're seeing the government clamping down on every sort of method and avenue they can, and they're concerned. So they're coming to me, they're asking for help, and of course I have to tell them the truth, and that is the future is uncertain. Now there are two ways that this can go, the two main ways I should say, and that is a hyperinflationary scenario or a deflationary scenario. And I will talk about those two right now. Let's take a look at the most popular example, Weimar Germany. The inflation was caused by the government issuing a flood of new money, causing prices to rise. So does that sound familiar from today? Absolutely. The government has been printing trillions upon trillions of dollars. They're doing these stimulus packages, and they're feeding that to the economy or trying to get it to the economy, and of course is not doing anything but rising the stock market in some ways and also increasing the prices that we pay for things. Now food is undoubtedly more expensive over the past few years, as well as our electricity prices, gasoline prices, and other things. So undoubtedly this sounds very familiar and looks like it's heading that way. Now let's take a look at the deflationary scenario. The Great Depression. Of course, this would be, the most classic example of a deflationary scenario. And what happened here? We had an undeniable loss of capital after a long period of a rise in the economy. In fact, in 1929, they said that there was a perpetual rise in stock market prices. They would never have a crash again. And in that very year, there was a major collapse, which from top to bottom, including that dead cat bounce, was almost 90%. That is a massive decline, and it came after the Roaring '20s, where there was such an increase, such a dramatic increase, and that was that decadence of the 1920s. And that brings me to my next point. Wherever we're going to go, hyperinflation or deflation, let's take a look at this. I'm talking about this, and it's a quote here. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. What am I talking about here? And that is an empire ready to fall. If you would allow me to just read these 10, and as I go through, I'm going to talk about a few. This is the 10 factors about the great civilizations all the way in towards their collapse. And this has been in every single empire. Take a look at this. The increase in lawlessness. Just the most recent example, the knockout game. Look how crazy things have gotten. The loss of economic discipline. I don't even need to say the $16 trillion bailout of the Fed. The rising bureaucracy. There are more laws, executive orders happening every single day. The decline in education. You can read Charlotte Thompson Iserbyt's book, The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America. An incredible display of exactly what the government is doing with the education system, how the Carnegies and the Rockefellers had a big influence on that. What about the weakening of cultural foundations? This is pretty clear with the garbage they're showing us in the media, the loss of respect for traditions being, pretty obvious on more of a local level especially. Increase in materialism. None of the old values that we once had are really thought about anymore, and it really connects in with that whole materialism thing there. Rise in immorality, all connected there. The decay of religious belief and the devaluing of human life. That number 10 is absolutely undeniable when you think about what happened in Iraq. Just as an example, you had well over 1 million dead people from Iraq. I mean, with the DU, in Fallujah, with all the deformities, the birth defects, and everything that's happening, and the slaughtering of the human beings there that's going on, all funded by the taxpayers. This is a very sad time, and I just wanted to show you guys that regardless of the way it goes, a hyperinflation, a deflation, we are at the absolute peak, and we've already tipped down. And I believe that, the decadence of our societies, whether it's the US or Canada, the UK, Australia, we've become so decadent, and this empire is ready to fall. I hope you agree with me on that. At least agree with me. The solutions we'll have to decide, and those are things that I've talked about many times before. However, we need to be realistic and we need to prepare accordingly. This empire is undoubtedly ready to fall. If you guys would go to themoneygps.com, head down to the bottom, fill in your email address. I'm sending out emails on here, and one of the things I'm going to do is unlisted videos. I'm trying to work out a little more information through the insiders where I cannot get to on the Money GPS YouTube channel, and I hope that you guys will enjoy this. And there's been a great response so far. I'm very happy about this, and I will begin sending out more information on there. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.